Hey guys, it's Tyler from Nelly Security, and in this video, we're going to add our Uniview Fixed Lens cameras to an NVR, and we're going to check out some of these intelligent events. So let's go ahead and jump right in. So I do have this 16-channel Uniview NVR set up behind me. It's powered up and connected to our network, and it's ready to go. Now, as I said in the last video, the fastest way to get up and running with your new Uniview cameras is to plug your camera directly into the PoE switch in the back of the NVR. However, our camera is currently plugged into a separate PoE switch, so we are going to have to do a bit of additional configuration. Alright, so let's go ahead and log into this menu here, and the first page we come to is this list of cameras. I'm going to click on Cam Configure, and as you can see, we have this list of discovered cameras over here to the side, and at the very bottom of the list here is our 4K turret. So we're going to select that and click OK. And now when we go back to the live screen, you can see very quickly we have set that turret up on our NVR. So we'll go ahead and take a quick tour of this menu. It's really not that different from the web interface. You'll see obviously there are a few more features on the NVR menu system, but not all of those features apply directly to our fixed lens cameras. So first we have our camera menu with obviously our list of cameras, as well as our OSD controls and our image settings, privacy mask, all the same settings that we had available to us on our web interface. We click on VCA. This is going to be our intelligent events. And we have two options here. We have VCA Configure and VCA Search. We'll come back to this in just a minute. Let's keep looking at the rest of the menu. We have our network settings. We can also set up our cameras for mobile access through the NVR interface. Next up, we have our system settings, which is going to be specifically pertaining to the NVR itself, including basic setups such as the device name and language. Under preview is where you can really customize the view of your NVR. You can change the way the screens look, so you can make it just one window at a time, in which case you'd have to scroll through all 16 channels, or any configuration that we see here. So as you can see, you can just totally customize this view to look pretty much any way you want it to look. So that's a really nice feature about these NVRs. Just like the cameras, they're very customizable. But anyway, we're not here to talk about the NVR itself, we're here to look at these cameras. Before we do that, there's one more thing I need to do, and that is in storage. I do have a hard drive installed in this NVR, so I'm just going to need to format that before we move forward. And now we are ready to go. I'm going to come to my VCA menu, and again, this is where all of our smart events live. And we're going to set up a few of these and see how they work. Let's start with a simple one such as cross-line detection. Now, this is exactly how it sounds. Anytime a line is crossed, it can be either in one direction or both directions, the alarm will trigger. So let's go ahead and enable this and draw a line. I'm just going to click once over here, draw a line across the parking lot there. And now you can see this line is going both ways based on the A and B. I can change the direction if I want to only capture movement walking away from the building, or only capture movement walking toward the building. And for now, I'm just going to leave this as both directions. We can adjust the sensitivity if we need to. That's something you're just gonna have to play around with and test. So let's edit our trigger actions. What I want it to do is record just this one channel. What's cool here is if you did have multiple channels connected to this NVR, you could trigger a recording on multiple cameras based off of a smart event on one camera. For now, we're just going to leave this as record channel D1. So let's apply, click OK. Arming schedule, if you only want this alarm to go off during a certain time of day, you can select that. Depending on the day of the week, you can have this set up differently for holidays, which is really cool. But we want this to be just left on all the time. It doesn't really matter. I'm gonna go ahead and apply this. And now let's go outside and trigger that alarm. All right, we are gonna go outside and cross this line. Again, I have this set up on my computer so that you can see the lines as I cross them. And we can see exactly how the camera is tracking me as I go. And that little tail will follow me wherever I go, tracking the position of whoever or whatever just crossed that line. And now we can go find that clip in our playback menu here. If I click on just Nelly Security up here, you can see that we do have this timeline down here in the bottom. Let's zoom in a little bit and show 1 hour at a time. And we can see the difference between normal recording, which is the blue, and event recording, which is the red. A quick and easy way that you can filter this though is to click on video retrieval. Here you can specifically say what it is that you're looking for. What we're looking for is VCA. And we can even say exactly what we're looking for, and that is a cross-line detection. Then I'm going to click my camera. We can set time constraints if we need to, and hit search. And here we go, we do have 1 line crossing recorded, and I can go ahead and hit this play button. But before that, keep in mind down here, you can determine how much time you want to play before and after. I don't really want to see a whole lot of what happened before I cross that line, so I will just select 5 seconds and hit play. And there I am, crossing that line. There is one more way that we can do this, and that is from the menu, VCA. Instead of clicking VCA config, we can click VCA search. There are 3 things we can search for: face, behavior, or counting. Since we did a line crossing detection, let's go to behavior, and we'll select our camera, set a start time and an end time if we need to, and we'll set the type to cross line detection and click search. And it says here we have a cross line detection where my whole body crossed that line, and here it actually picked that up twice because it thought my shadow was something else. So that's one instance when I may need to play with the sensitivity a little bit, just so that it's not picking up every time a shadow crosses that line. All right, let's go back and set up another smart event. But now I want to focus on face detection and people counting. These are 2 really cool features that I want to show you how this works. Now, ordinarily, if this was a real world scenario and we wanted to use this camera for either people counting or for face detection, we would have installed it specifically for this purpose. Because you can see right now we have the camera focused on pretty much the whole parking lot, this big wide area. That's not ideal for face detection or people counting. What we would want to do is focus in on a particular choke point, either have the camera up and looking down at a particular entryway for people counting, or down at eye level with people walking towards you for human face detection. But for now, this is what we are going to work with. So I'm going to enable people counting and hit apply. Now what this is going to do is disable the line crossing that I set up from earlier, because when you have people counting enabled, that's the only smart event that you can have enabled at a time. So we'll click OK. For people counting, we can enable shoulder demarcation. What this would do is if you're going to have multiple people crossing the line at the same time, it's going to be able to differentiate people based on their shoulders. So what I can do is move this shoulder demarcation to roughly the size of human shoulders. And in this scenario, it'd probably be about that size. If it's a doorway, you probably don't need shoulder demarcation. But if it's a wide path where you expect multiple people to be crossing the line at the same time, I highly recommend you turn on shoulder demarcation. Now, what this arrow does, we can change the direction of this arrow from A to B or B to A. And what this is going to do is just let the program know which direction is entry and which direction is exit. The people counting feature will keep track of both entry and exit. It just needs to know which way is which. Now, we can either clear this counting manually, or we can have it cleared every single day at midnight. This is helpful if you want to keep a running count on how many people are coming per day into your venue. However, you can just leave this as a running number if you want to see how many people have crossed your line total. I'm going to hit apply. Something else cool that you can do is in your OSD settings, under camera and OSD, we can add a count people section. And I'm going to move this over here and hit apply. Now if we go back to our live view, we can see how many people have entered and exited based on the people counting number. So I'm gonna go out there and walk across the line a couple of times. I have a feeling that we are going to need to mess with the sensitivity quite a bit to get this dialed in, simply because, again, this isn't positioned and installed in the ideal location for this to work properly. But let's go check it out and see what we can do. As you can see, as I cross this line heading this way, the exit number just went up 1. And as I turn around and come back towards the building, we're going to get 1 more number added to the entry number. Alright, I'm back here at the NVR. Looking at this, it looks like we are going to have to adjust the sensitivity just a bit, simply because it counted 2 exits instead of 1 and then 1 entry. What I'm assuming happened is my shadow crossed that line and it thought there were 2 of us. What I can do is bring down this sensitivity a bit to maybe 40 or 35. Another thing I could do, again, is enable this shoulder demarcation, and we'll see how that works. You can set up people counting from the web interface using the camera alone. All that you'll be able to do is display the people counting statistics on the OSD. From the NVR, there's a lot more that you can do with those statistics, and I'm going to show you that now. Under VCA Search, we're going to click on Counting. We're going to select a camera, and we can find out how many people have entered, how many people have left, and the total. And what we can do is get a daily report, a weekly report, a monthly report, or even a yearly report of how many people have entered and exited our location. We can count, and we can see a total of 2 people have entered our location. It says 2, that's because I tested this out a little bit before I went out and did it myself, and then I reset the count on the OSD. However, resetting the count on the OSD does not reset the total number of people entered in this statistics database. So it's telling me that 2 people have entered. I can change this to weekly, and it's still gonna tell me on Tuesday, 2 people entered. I can change this to monthly, or I can even do this yearly, and it's gonna tell me 2 people entered in March. I can do this how many people left, and it's gonna tell me 3 people left. Again, one time it counted my shadow, so take that with a grain of salt. And I can do total, which is going to tell me both people entered, which is yellow, and people left, which is green. There are lots of companies right now using Uniview for this very purpose, because this is such an innovative way to keep track of who's coming in and exiting your business. And if you'd like to see a list of some of those businesses from various industries that are currently using Uniview, you can visit our blog at nellysecurity.com/blog. I'll leave links to the specific post in the description below. And with that, we've come to the end of our Uniview Fixed Lens series. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope these videos were helpful for you. Keep an eye out for our full Uniview Fixed Lens unboxing and review video coming in the next week. After that, we'll take you to our next featured product, which will be the Uniview motorized lens cameras. So be sure to let us know down in the comments below what you liked about this fixed lens camera series, what you didn't like about it, and what you'd like to see more of when we take a look at our Uniview motorized cameras. If you have any unanswered questions about these Uniview cameras, feel free to give us a call or send us an email. We'd love to help you out with any questions that you may have. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time. Hey guys, thanks for watching this Uniview Fixed Lens Features Overview video. This is the 5th video in our Uniview Fixed Lens series. If you'd like to see the rest of the videos in this series, feel free to click the thumbnail on your screen now. If you want to be notified the next time we upload a video, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and click the bell down below. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time.